A new table is forming, and this episode dedicated itself to the new alliance, finding new board members, taking applications, doing interviews, and seeing who was the best qualified to sit at the table with them. And just as I predicted, if Donna wants to remain at this table, she's got to go through the initiation process and get jumped in. All coming up right here, right now on Ruthless TV. LC has some real competition now, and we're going to get into it as we go scene by scene with this recap and review of Carl Weber's The Family Business Season 5, Episode number 5, titled Choices and Consequences. The episode opened with Rio at his club Oasis in the Hamptons, and it looks pretty inviting. He's got the bottle girls, a little fire and desire. They even got little Nevada up in the building, but I think that Nevada is of age now. Last season, he was caught hanging out at Hellfire with his mom, and also his auntie Paris got him a gun for his birthday. So Nevada might be grown now. I'm not really sure. But he gave Rio the information that Brandon, the church carjacker, was on his way back to New York. Paris and Lauren are also there, and Paris is there being Paris, drinking, having a good time, and doing some heavy flirting with Bobby the Beast. Now, Bobby invited her to his private section, and we all know what came after that. They ended up smashing, of course. But Lauren here decided to take things slow. She hooked up with Roman. Remember, Roman was invited by the guy that he's doing business with, Darnell. So we hooked up with Lauren, but they took things really slow. Nothing happened with them, and I'll tell you why a bit later. And we now find out what's expected of Junior. Antonio finally got into a meeting with him thanks to his loving mama, Donna. Turns out that Antonio wants to give Junior a new job to start this coalition of greatness, and they're calling it the Alliance. And Donna is concerned with Junior being a bottom feeder, like he was pretty much with the Duncans. But Antonio is making it where Junior doesn't start at entry level. He's already a boss by default. And this is where Junior should have called it bullshit and knew that something wasn't quite right with that. But he's so eager to be a boss that he really doesn't care. Antonio is giving him a dynasty on a silver platter, and the only thing that he has to do is go out and assemble some workers. He's got to recruit some members to sit with them at this new table. So Junior now has all the details. He knows that Antonio wants to take over the dope game, and Donna interjected. She cut him off right in the middle of explaining it all to Junior, which is making Antonio give Donna the side eye, as if she's going to be difficult to deal with and a pushover. He wants to take over the worldwide distribution of dope, which will essentially knock the Duncans down a peg or two and put them on the top. You have to be very careful with who's coming and who's going, and this is where Junior steps in. And here they are pulling at Junior's emotions again, asking him if he wants to be his father's puppet or his own man. Junior accepted his new position, and now he's hitting the streets of New York to find some willing recruits. Orlando and C-Note are boarding the jet, getting prepared for whatever. We don't know, but Orlando is sitting there smelling guns like it's fine wine. Donna made a phone call to Consuela, and she asked for some information. Leave it to Consuela. She's going to have that information on deck every time, all the time. She got a lead last night for Donna, and the lead moves around quite a bit, but whoever and whatever the lead is, she sold it to Donna for 50 stacks. She sent Donna the wiring instructions, then Donna went off to catch the plane. Then here comes Dominique, decked out in her purple. She met up with her husband, Alexander Cora, and I told y'all, Alexander was A-OK with Dominique smashing Antonio because he knows that it's strictly business with her. He knows that he fell off, so she's on to the next one. But he told her that he knew that she'd come back sooner or later. She's there to make Alexander a proposition, one that's going to bring him a lot of money and revenge his way. So he's with it. He all in. And Alexander is very hopeful. He knows his strength, and he also knows that he can forget about ever being with her again if he doesn't step his game up. Lauren and Paris are on their way home when Paris was in shock, total disbelief when she found out that Lauren didn't give up the cookies to Roman. And that would have been gross because we know that Roman is her cousin. So, ew. She said that Roman was a nice thug, and Paris thinks that she's either gay or a virgin. She said that if she had not slept with Bobby the Beast, that Roman was on her radar as next up. But turns out that Lauren is not gay, but she's a 23-year-old virgin. Now, there's one thing that I love about when characters meet up on this show, and this is just a side note, they're gonna always have some food, some sausages, some fruit, wine, whiskey. They always got some type of hospitality going on, and it's never left out. So shout out to the set designers. Again, you guys rock. Great job. So Junior met up with Alejandro, and he thinks that LC sent Junior to invite him to sit at his bogus table of friendship. Junior said nope, that he's there on his own behalf. Junior said that his family lied to him. He said that LC and homewrecker Chippy has been lying to him his entire life. And Alejandro knew about this rumor, which is crazy because no one ever said anything, but this gives us a little bit of context as to how long Alejandro has been a friend and an enemy to the Duncans over the years. Junior extended that invitation to the Alliance. He told him that the Alliance is a powerful group of friends who want to take over LC's table, so Alejandro agreed and said to count him in. Lord, I can already tell this is going to be a mess. Roman was asleep on the couch when Brandon came over, him and his backpack. And I'm surprised that Roman went to the door without a strap. With the type of life that he's leading, he should always be strapped, especially when you're opening the door. Brandon told him that he'd been calling him all morning, and he told Brandon that he went out with Darnell and partied with Bobby the Beast. He told him about Lauren and that he liked her, he liked chilling with her and all that. She's cool, she's fine. And I'm sure that this is going to be how he finds out about everyone, like who's who, through Lauren, but unknowingly. Brandon showed him a picture of Rio in his phone and told him that he showed up at the house looking for him and that his mom was tripping. She had a lot to say about it. Lando caught up with Ruby and Vincent, and he warned her to go ahead and pack her bag where they were staying because it was not safe. So guess who Donna was looking for, y'all? Larry's crazy. He's sitting up in the hot tub, and Donna pulled the gun on him. Larry done caused all of this chaos, and he's somewhere living his best life. In the last episode, he was chilling out on the porch somewhere with umbrellas inside of his cocktail, pretty much like he's doing now in the jacuzzi. They made jokes about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, and he also said that he knew that someone in his family would be the one to take him out. And he said that he was ready, and he sat up in the hot tub, ready to take the bullet. This fool is so crazy. I cannot with Larry. But Donna told him that she didn't come to kill him, but instead she wanted to team up with him against LC. I guess Donna has to help Junior get some new recruits too, just so that she can say that she did something. Child, I can already see this being a pretty hot mess. But she would have had better chances asking Larry this last season when Larry would have been with it. But Larry declined because he and LC, they've resolved their issues, and he told her to, quote, step the fuck off, end quote. Brother Minister is in the garden pulling cucumbers and tomatoes when Antonio paid him a visit. He said that he heard that he wasn't exactly pleased with LC at his table and wanted to offer him more power, more money, and more say-so. He asked him to join his alliance of like-minded murderers, I meant leaders, who will eventually be ahead of LC's table with fewer members and more money for him. And this is where we hear Brother Minister repeat the words from the season 5 trailer when he says, sounds like you're planning to go to war and Antonio is ready to take over the world. And next we see Roman's mom still in the hospital with Coretta when Roman stopped by, and his mom claims that she's doing just fine, but Coretta told him that she's very sick. She has kidney failure, and the doctor said that they're making her very comfortable. He told him that she's got a spot on the donors list, and Roman thinks that because he paid $40,000 2 days ago, that this would keep his mom alive, and he's pissed off. Roman said that he doesn't care how much it costs, just keep her alive, while he goes out and get the money up for the transplant. And this kind of supports Roman's immaturity level. He thinks that he can buy his mom's life and wellness and just doesn't realize that the 40 stacks is what was owed to the hospital and the staff and has nothing to do with whether she lives or dies. Curtis has returned from Paris. Back talking to Paris, he broke the news to her that Niles was still alive. He said that he had a long talk with someone and he confirmed that Niles is still alive. Paris had a flashback of him coming out of the hotel room with the sheet covering his head, but clearly it wasn't Niles. The fireman went back in and Niles was barely alive in the bathroom. Niles was taken to the hospital and his face was wrapped in bandages, and I think that the fact that his face is in bandages is going to give him a new look. Okay, and Paris is totally surprised. Niles was removed from the hospital in Paris and moved to the United States, where he's hiding out. Now, Curtis told her, "You done fucked up." And he told her that he completely disappeared, but Niles needed help. So she said that the only two people that Niles ever trusted were her and his Uncle Willie. So now she needs Curtis to find him in the United States, and it's only a matter of time before he comes after Paris. And the most troubling thing to me is they still haven't told LC that his life is in danger, and now Paris is also on the hit list too. All right, y'all, let's meet the new members of this new alliance. We've got Brother Minister, Cora Alexander, Alejandro Jr., Dominique, and Antonio. And of course, Donna, but nobody wants Donna there. Antonio began the meeting by telling them where he wants to begin taking over. And Donna interjected once again, and she wants to start overseas instead of starting in the States to avoid doing business with any of LC's people. And at the same time, in the same breath, she stood up for Junior because initially Antonio said that Junior was going to lead the new team, but Antonio told her that that was when it was only the two of them at the table. But then, surprisingly, he appointed Junior as being the leader, and they gassed him up real good per their usual, as he was very appreciative and they saluted. And some members of the new table don't know if they can trust Donna. Alexander, Cora, and Alejandro don't trust her, but Brother Minister does. Alejandro said that she's a weak link and they trying to get rid of her real quick, y'all. And this is why Donna got to get her hands dirty, right? Remember I said this back in my Trailer 5 breakdown. She has to prove to them that she can be trusted. So Dominique suggested that she handle Ruby to prove herself, get some bones in the game. And this is where Dom gave her the gun. End scene. So yeah, I really like this episode. Like I said before, the overarching theme was the forming of the new table, the alliance, and their supporting subplots were equally as strong, with Niles being alive and with Rio getting closer to finding out who the carjackers were in the church parking lot. So overall, it was great as usual. And Dominique gets best dressed in this episode. I thought that Donna and Chippy were, sharing in this fashion space, but Dominique can go toe to toe with them bags and shoes too. So they all look really good in their scenes. And there wasn't really anything about the episode that I didn't like, but I may find something in my closer look videos to be disappointed with, but it's very, very rare that I'm ever disappointed with this series. It's always a 10 out of 10 for the most part. So let me know what you guys think about this episode and leave me a comment down below and give this video a thumbs up if you like the video. You know I'd appreciate it. And if you're a fan of Carl Weber's A Family Business, go ahead and sub to the channel for more full episode reviews just like this one. Turn on your bell notifications so that you get an alert when I post a video on these airwaves. Thank you so much for joining me today on Ruthless TV, you guys, where I bring you more than just a recap. I'm going to see you on the next one.